Noelle Carina, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
I saw you at our Raw LA show as you are a traveling artist, right?
That's right. Yeah, I out in LA last August, I believe.
And
I've done so far Boston, Miami, LA, San Antonio, and of course New York, because those are my hometown ones.
how long have you been painting? You do not only visual art on canvas, if I'm not mistaken, but you also do body painting.
More professionally speaking and, focusing in on it, I would say the past 10 years or so I've really gotten into it. I did go to school for graphic design and photography, and then I branched off. I kind of put it to the side for a little bit. Art was always therapy to me. So, it was very private when I painted. I have what's called my happy place, which is my art studio in my house. And I would just kind of go in there, hide, and work through my feelings and throw things up on canvas. And then I actually got approached to do a show a few years back, an independent show in the city, and I created all this work for it. It was very therapeutic for me, and it was the first time that I actually put what I was doing in private out to the public.
That's got to be a crazy feeling, right? I mean, you're doing these raw
really
shows
was.
now, and you're painting in front of people. Is that different? Is that scary? Are you is it just as therapeutic?
Well, you know what it was after having that show that I did privately and seeing everybody's reaction to the art, it just kind of, it challenged me a little bit to keep putting my stuff out there. Because of putting, my artwork out on social media, that's how Raw found me, which was great. They contacted me, and I remember one of the earlier directors reached out, and he said to me, "What about painting live?" And I just completely went into about 47 panic attacks when he said that. And I said, well, I'm really super private when I paint. I couldn't even imagine doing this in front of people. I don't even let people in my art studio. So he said, well, come out of your comfort zone, and, it would be great for you to share that. So I kind of thought to myself, and, okay, I'm going to push myself to do it, but I want to do it in a completely creative way rather than just sitting there and kind of painting on canvas. And at the time, my daughter, I have two children. I have a son and a daughter, and my daughter is a cosplayer. She's just phenomenal. She's beyond my talent, makes her own costumes and does, body painting and makeup and hair and wigs. And seeing all of that, I kind of said, well, how can I bring that to my shows? Because I love fashion and costume and makeup and hair and all of that. So I decided that I was going to bring my actual art to life and, have a model with the artwork represented on her. And we did our first show in Astoria, and everyone took to it so well. I had my Night at the Opera piece, and I made a wig and a costume, and I painted her live on a pedestal, and everyone thought she was a statue. And as they were walking by, she was kind of, moving slightly, and people loved it. And just the reaction that I got from it, it was so fulfilling to me, to be able to connect with the audience and give them something they hadn't seen was, I went home that night just on cloud nine. I love to travel, and I love connecting with people. Actually, I teach art, and I have a student, and she inspired me because she gave me a coloring book. And I was just one day trying to come up with an idea, something new to bring to the show, and I happened to look at the coloring book, and I said, you know what? And I remember, how good it felt when, you're little and you're just sitting there with no boundaries and you're coloring. And how can I bring that kind of feeling to my audience, to the people that I'm meeting? How can I make them part of my experience and my art therapy? So kind of took that idea, made a few sketches, and then I created a human coloring book on my model. So at our Florida show, we kicked it off in Fort Lauderdale, and I painted her outlines, and then I brought a paint palette with me, and the body paint, and I offered it to the audience, and they were coming up, and they were very hesitant at first because they thought, well, that's your piece, I shouldn't be touching it, or oh, I don't paint, I'm not an artist. And the greatest experience was seeing them light up when they said, wow, I can do that, I can paint, you don't mind? And I said, absolutely. So we're inviting people up, and it was the most amazing experience, honestly, as an artist that I personally have had so far. I think it was phenomenal, and people were tagging us in pictures on social media and, just posting saying, hey, I got to paint today, and it was so uplifting. We had a line at San Antonio. People were just lined up, and
I would imagine.
I had to do her foundation first, and when we started talking up what we were doing, then people were just super excited. They kept coming back going, "Are you ready yet? Can I paint yet?" You know, so it was awesome. One of the things that sticks with me is, as an artist, I always get people saying, "Oh, I could never do what you do," or, you know, "Oh, you're so talented, I can't even draw a stick figure." And I always think to myself, but talent is everywhere, and art is just expressive in any way. You know, I always say to them, remember when you were a kid and you're coloring, you didn't care. You know, it was just about fun. It was about either working through something or just kind of having a moment. And I said, you know, as adults, we put so many limits on ourselves. And, you know, it's surprising how many people I connect with at these shows that tell me, "Oh, I used to draw. I used to actually really be pretty good at it," or "I used to love to paint," or, you know, "I used to write." And I said, "Well, why did you stop?" You know, and bringing these collaborative pieces to these shows, I'm trying to inspire people to say, don't give up on that. You know, like, allow yourself to tap into what it felt like as a kid, to have that freedom and not put limits on yourself. Like, grab a paintbrush, grab a pen, you know, go, you know, grab a musical instrument. Expression in art is in any form. So don't put limits on yourself just because now you've grown up, so to speak, and you feel like you just need to concentrate on, you know, jobs and responsibilities and stress. There should be a release. You know, everyone has been wonderful on this journey, and my success comes from inspiring others. You know, would I love to make a ton of money out of it? Absolutely. But I feel successful already just on the people that I feel I've inspired and have reached out to me and thanked me for that, you know, experience. So thank you to everyone, and I hope to keep inspiring you guys. And
innovative. This is fresh, new. Atlanta needed this. Yo, shout out to you. Like, we love this down here.
This was an amazing experience, so therapeutic. I would recommend it for everyone. So nice meeting you. So much fun. It was great.